Alright. Sarah Bashem Barakate Hawa Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakodash. And welcome to part 2. It's going down. Earlier I was doing a live stream dealing with this video, breaking news, that Christopher Green from AMTV brought out. How you have the confiscation of guns going down in Queens, New York, and how they rolled out there in tanks, you know, and how the military pretty much how they're training, you know, these police officers to engage the citizens of so-called America, because, you know, pretty much the citizens are pretty much the enemies of the state, you know, because the international bankers, they want to bring about this new world order. And as I was saying earlier, I don't know if I got a chance to finish that thought, but I was watching a video where they were saying that, I think it was The Rise, that documentary, The Rise. I believe they were saying that a lot of these soldiers, these vets that are coming back, you know, that really have no jobs or anything like that, they're giving them the job of being police officers because they are already specially trained in warfare, and that's what they plan on bringing here to the Americas. That's why everything is being militarized. That's why you have the riot police. You know, you have them dressed up the way they're dressed up because they're preparing for something big. And that's one of the things that they want to do, is confiscate all the guns, because they don't really want to have anyone to resist them. You know, they don't really want any of these people to resist them. But you do what you got to do, because you're gonna have them militia groups out there in the Midwest and other places. They're gonna be fighting against the government because they're not gonna give up their guns. You know. And pretty much, you know, the people here in the so-called United States, you know, they speak about the Constitution, they speak about, you know, the rights that they have under the different amendments of the Constitution. But what we have to remember is, Jake, you know, the so-called Negroes, dealing with the tribe of Judah, when those rights were being written, you were in slavery, so that didn't apply to you. Gad, so-called North American Indian, and the so-called Seminole Indians, which is the tribe of Reuben, you know, they were not included in them talks. This was only dealing with the Edomites, you know, so-called whites. You know, they were the ones that talked about all men are created equal and all that. That's talking about them. So those rights really don't pertain to us. That pertains to them. You know, so people are clamoring about these rights that they don't have. All this different legislation that they've passed after 9/11 and after all these different incidents that have been taking place, is all set up to take away the rights of the people. Because you got to remember, they're grooming a perpetual slave for world citizenship, and the perpetual slave in world citizenship will be microchipped. You know, and that's why they want to put those microchips in them, because once they put that microchip in a person, that's pretty much a slave for life. You know, an internal slave. And they've used debt to create slavery, because it says that neither involuntary servitude or you know, basically like forced slavery would not exist unless for some type of crime. You know, and crime could come in the way of you infringing on somebody else's rights, and it could also come by way of debt, because if you're in debt and you can't pay, guess what? They arrest you. Look at all them different situations with people that owe the IRS, you know, or child support or things of that nature. And what happens? They'll come and arrest the person until they pay that fine, because these devils are in power. So they want a perpetual slave through debt slavery. You know, and this is why you see everything being militarized, because the international bankers are going forward with their agenda of the New World Order. You know, and this is why we read in our second Ezra, the 16th chapter, you know, how they're it's gonna be they're going to be like madmen, sparing none. You know, and you see these police officers the way that they are. You see that there's no reasoning with them. You know, it's their way or nothing. You know, you either comply or you die. You know, or get the snot beat out of you. You know, it all depends. It depends on what mood they're in. You know, that they'll pull you over for speeding, but then they'll speed. They'll pull you over for running a stop sign, but they'll run the stop sign, just so that they don't have to wait. They'll pull you over for running through a red light, and they run through red lights. You know, so it's a big hypocritical thing. America's a big hypocritical so-called country. You know, but they plan on locking everything down. You know, and that's why it's so important to speak about this microchip, which is the market in the scriptures and everything in legislation, everything in the technology of this device, all point to the mark of the beast. You know, if you just take the time to look into certain keywords. But you're going to have those that because remember, 2/3 of Israel is going to be destroyed. So 2/3 in comparison to 1/3 is a whole lot more. So you're going to have a whole lot more Israelites that are going to die, you know, in this society than are going to be saved. You know, and that's just dealing with America. You know, because you have the elect throughout the four corners of the earth. But in America, they make it. And those 2/3 will take that mark of the beast. And if they don't take the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, you know, somehow, some way, they'll either die in a famine, or they'll die in a race war, or they'll die in a concentration camp, or they'll die by the hands of these police out here when martial law is declared. You know, so it's getting hectic, man. You know, like the guy Christopher Green said, he said that pretty much anytime something, they always have some type of drill or something going on prior to the thing popping off. You know, so we're watching the prophecies. You know, we're watching the prophecies coming, because martial law and concentration camps and all that, that's a big part of prophecy. You know, and those facilities, you know, are the movie A Handmaid's Tale. You know, they show you how they were going around rounding people up in remote areas, in the woods, in the cities. They were throwing them in trucks, bringing them to what? Big empty warehouses with beds and what? Stations where they can mark the people. Now they showed it as a bracelet in the movie, you know. But the bottom line is that the technology that it was a scanning technology, because they want to be able to identify their slaves, you know. So they'll have, and it's not a coincidence that they got all these tattoo artists and different places you could go to get the chip. You know, you got everything being set up to buy and sell, all under a biometric system. You know, everything is scanned. They're trying to slowly phase out the cash so that they can keep track of everything that you buy, of every purchase, of every transaction, of every bit of money you put in the bank, whatever. They want to keep track of everything. And the best way to do that is to have everything online. And that's why everything's being moved into a biometric system. That's where you have eye scans, you know, the iris scans and the thumbprints and the biometric recognition, because everything is being pushed to a digital age, because they don't want that physical money anymore. It did what it was supposed to do. What did the physical money do? The FRNs, so-called money, it actually put the people into debt. Now it's time to call in the debts, you know. So when they call in the debts, some people are not going to want to pay that debt. So what are they going to do? They're going to send their flunkies out there, these police, militarized police, to come and grab the people up. But before they do that, they're passing legislation to take people's guns and, you know, to disarm people, so it'll be easier for them to roll on the people. Because at the end of the day, they're a bunch of cowards. You know, they're a bunch of fucking cowards. They don't want no resistance from people. And we're not really concerned about that, because the Lord said that my servants shall eat. The Lord is going to protect us. And as we have spoken before and do speak, that there's going to be some type of divine intervention when all this goes down. Isaiah the 59th chapter, it tells you that when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up an ensign against him. So there's going to be something that's going to happen to where they're not going to be able to come against the elect, the men of the Lord. You know? I mean, they may get a few just to fulfill prophecy so that they can honor the Lord and use the mark of the beast and refuse to bow to the image of the beast, you know? But at the end of the day, you're going to have the elect that are going to be taken care of. And for the elect to be smiling and having a good time and eating and singing for joy of heart, you know, in the midst of this calamity that's going to be going on, they're going to be taken care of. They're going to be doing good. You know, they're going to have access to food. You know, they're not going to have anyone, any military, police, or whatever come against them. You know? Because the scripture said that at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. So if that's the case, the elect are going to be in such a good condition, you know, that to be able to eat, to be able to be taken care of, to be protected, to be hedged in. You know? And that's why, you know, beginning with Elder Apostle Tahar, he keeps pushing through the Spirit. It's the Spirit. Some of you guys are listening and some of you guys are not. It's the Spirit that have that man keep saying, you know, do your 3 videos a week. Push this word. Push, 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 push. You know? But some of you, you look at it as, oh, it's just a man, you know, he just, you know. No. It's the Spirit of the Lord that's making him say these things and making say these things. Why? Because the time is fast approaching. Things are happening. Things that we don't even see behind the scenes that are happening. That is setting all the chips in their place. You know? And this, what we're doing here is we're adding spiritual money to our spiritual bank account. And when the time comes, you want to be able to have enough in there to be able to withdraw for your safety, for our safety. And that's what doing the work is about. It's in the hopes that when all calamity and all hell breaks loose and those perilous times and that time of trouble comes, that the Lord will protect us and hedge us, you know, against the things that are coming. And that's why the work is a hedge. That is the hedge, because this knowledge is comparable to money, and we were all given talents. And what we're supposed to do is spend those talents. And how do we spend the talents? By going out here and teaching and giving these different lessons. You know, and speaking about the different prophecies and going through the different breakdowns. You know, regardless of who talks shit and who doesn't talk shit. We're not concerned with these people that talk shit. You know, they talk shit, good. That's what they were appointed to. But guess what? When the time comes and that grip starts to tighten up on them, guess what? They're gonna wish that they had paid attention. They're gonna wish that they got involved. They're going to wish that they didn't talk shit. You see? Because it's coming, man. It's going down. It's going down, man. It's going down. Everything, all the signs are there. Everything is clear. You know, all they need is the right crisis. You know, I don't know what they're waiting for, but at the end of the day, they're on the Most High's dime, on the Most High's time. You know? So whenever the Lord said, that's it, bam, that's when it's going to pop off. But the main thing that we're really looking for is something for them to do something to make that microchip, which is the mark of the beast, mandatory. And then from there, you know, everything will speed up a lot faster than it already is speeding up. And it ain't like they have the technology. They have the different stations where they can go. They have plenty of those syringes. They have plenty of microchips. All they got to do is set it up to where they just chip the people. That's it. And once that goes down, then we know, you know, look up, because our redemption draws nigh, very nigh. You know, so these situations that are going on in America with these with the military getting involved, confiscating guns and ammunition and weapons from the average civilian, those are clear-cut signs that something is coming down the pike. You know, that something is about to break out in such a bad way that a lot of people are not going to know what to do. You know, they're not going to know what to do. They're going to be in a bad situation. And the only ones that's going to be taken care of are the elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Because the scriptures say that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. This is our hedge, this word and this work and our faith. That's the hedge and prayer and our prayers. These are the hedges that will fight for us in these times. Brother posted it earlier on Elder Apostle Gabar's video I was watching about being saved. You know, that they shall be saved through their works and through faith, because it's all about faith. But remember, without works is dead. So what are the works? The works are going out here teaching on the streets, breaking these scriptures down, prophesying. You know, getting the warning signs out there, so that those that hear can be sealed for deliverance, and those that harden their hearts and refuse and fight against it can be destroyed. Because the Most High is sealing everything for judgment. There is a judgment coming, and it's going to come in two parts. You're going to have the deliverance of the elect of Israel, and you're going to have the destruction. And that's judgment. So some people will be delivered, Israelites will be delivered, but the majority of the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians in this country are going to die. Because their mindset is about having fun, playing around, talking shit about the words of the Lord, talking shit about the men of the Lord, not paying attention, you know, not giving heed, not getting themselves ready. So, hey, when the wolf comes, because he's coming, we telling him he's coming, when the wolf comes, he's going to catch a lot of people out there with their pants down. And he's going to devour them, you know. So, you know, I just wanted to make a quick mention of that, because, like I said, I had to end the feed earlier because I had to take this call. It was important. So I had to end the feed, you know. So I just wanted to say a few more words on it and close out, you know. And, you know, you brothers out there, man, that's in this work, in this word, that's sincere, that's real about this truth, just keep on doing what you've been doing. Keep on fighting, keep on increasing, keep on growing in the truth, you know, keep on barking out there, you know, as we have been. Just keep on barking, because pretty soon, man, before you know it, 7th, 8th, 9th round, these devils are going down, man. Inside joke, but for real, you know, all the signs are there that these devils are about to go down. You know, this place is finished. And pretty much, these devils are finished, and they know it. You know, that's why they're resorting to trying to study now, trying to debunk the truth of the Most High. But you can't, because if this counsel be of men, it'll come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it. Least happily you be found to fight against the Most High. So with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. Until the next time I say, Shalom.